good morning or good afternoon to you wherever you are in Australia, and you're most welcome, and we're really pleased to have you along to this June the 2nd ASCCA forum. The forum is set up so that you can learn something and share ideas between each other. And we have a special, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our president, Jennifer Wilcox.
Hi everyone, how are you going? Oh good, Donald took it once. Thanks.
And I know some of you may be here today because we're going to have a special introductory presentation on Canva, which I gather that the clubs can get a free version of so that you can make a start. So without more ado, what I'd like to introduce to you, Natika Hawes-Wright, who's going to take us through the Canva presentation. Over to you, Natika.
Thanks, Susan. Morning, everyone. Afternoon. I have been using Canva for a long time now, 5 or 6 years, and they also have like a free trial version or a free cutback version, I suppose, for anyone to use, but they do offer the full functioning version for not-for-profit. So today we're just going to talk about that. Can I just get a quick show of hands for those of you that are on screen, who has heard of Canva? Yep, who uses Canva? Julie, you use it? Yep.
Who wants to use Canva?
So with Canva, Julie, do you use the free version?
Yeah, I've got one version for myself for my business, and I've got the free version for the not-for-profit group, and I love it. I use it all the time.
Yeah, so they've just recently brought in AI for text generation as well as image generation. So that's a really useful thing for us to do. So let me just so what is it good for? So we
everything.
Yes, it has got amazing capabilities, and it's getting better every day. So Michael says he's used the free version a little bit and he needs to get with it. So hopefully we can kick you off on the right foot today anyway. So basically what it used to be was you can be your own graphic designer, but now it's become even more. You can make PowerPoint, well, not PowerPoints, but slideshows. You can make instructional videos. You can put picture in picture, record your instructional video and put yourself in there, or you can even put an AI generated person to dictate what's going on and so forth in there. So there are new things coming on board every day. So just keep an eye out on it. So we're going to have a very quick look, because normally I would run this session for my small business clients here, and it would be a 2-hour hands-on workshop. So a bit like Jen's session the other day, this will just be a very cut down version, and I will touch on a couple of the key things and show you where to go to get the information about applying for the not-for-profit version for your club. We will have a look at the logos. Just a quick show of hands, who knew that you could put your logos and your brand kit into Canva? So the brand kit is really useful for keeping on task with your colours, etc. We're going to have a quick look at the templates, and we're going to have a look at how that ties into your social media platforms. And we are going to have a look at how we can create a slideshow. If somebody doesn't have Keynote or PowerPoint or whatever, they can still use Canva for this. So we can make infographics, so things that we can make printed devices, documents, etc. There's so much there. So, but first of all, I am very quick to talk about these things. So if there's anything in there that I miss or that doesn't make sense, please put your hand up and stop me and ask questions as we go. Like I said, it is a very cut down version of what I normally would do for Canva. So Jen wanted to do a bit of a hands-on session. So if anyone wants to have Canva open in the background and step through some things and we have some time, we could do that as well. Who uses it for social media posts? Yep. Who uses it to produce posters? Yep, Julie. Slideshows?
I'm all over it. I just come in to say hello because I'm about to go away. So I thought I'd drop in quickly and see you.
Oh, very good.
I'd have to shoot off early soon. So I'm all over Canva. So I won't say yes to anything because I know all about it, basically.
Okay, very good, very good. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things that we can do. We can even connect it up to our social media platforms and use a scheduling calendar from the Canva so that all of your social media platforms can be attached in there, and then you can schedule posts to go out at specific days and times. So as a rule of thumb for social media, you can use the same piece of content on multiple platforms, but you're going to get the best use for that piece of content, not by posting it on everything at the same time, but by posting it one day on here, then another day, a couple of days later on the next platform, and so forth. So that content calendar is a really useful tool for you to get extra bang out of your buck, I suppose, for the designs that you're using. So, but again, that content scheduling is a paid feature. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a look at how at the end of this, we'll have a look at the not-for-profit pricing and how to access that. Editing images is another great thing that they have in there, and they now have AI generating images as well as text. So if that doesn't make sense to people, sing out and let me know. AI generation for images and text, and we can have a quick look at that. But first, I did want to have a look at the brand kit. So has everyone heard of brand kit, or does everyone know what a brand kit is?
No.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at the ASCCA brand kit in here. So
and imagine, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, so in here on the left-hand side, you can see I've got the brand hub, and see anything with that little crown next to it. I know it's very small on there. I'll try and make that a little bit bigger. Is that big enough?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in ASCCA's, I'm looking at ASCCA's brand kit. So you can see in here, I've put 39 different logos in there because we have Suede as well as ASCCA. So what I've done is I've uploaded all of ASCCA's logos and any banners that I've created that I need to put into bits and pieces. So you can see that they're all there ready to go. I've also got the ASCCA colours. So we had a graphic designer draw up our logo a few years back, and with that logo came a style guide. And so the brand kit is basically the style guide. So I know that if I want ASCCA purple, that's the code that I need to put in. So all of these colours have been I've entered them in out of our style guide. And then
just one point, Kate, while you're on colours, does everybody know that colours have numbers like a paint chart? And you can have
Yes.
CMYK and RGBs?
Yes.
Okay, I just thought before you moved off the colours.
Yeah. So these are web-based colours. So these codes are for displaying on a computer monitor, more so than your printing ones. In our style kit, we've also got the correlated CMYK channels. RGB, red, green, blue, are what display on a computer monitor, and CMYK are the channels that a hard print would put out for colours. So these are the web-based ones though, with those little hashtag codes. Then we've got the fonts in there. I haven't added title because this is new. Last time when I set all this up, it had heading, subheading, and body, and that was it. So you can see the slightly darker ones are ones that have got fonts set. So in here, see, I can add a new color in the color palette. So if I click on here, if I know the hex code, I can punch that in there. Or if I need to punch in the CMYK, that's where I can add it in. So if I know that it needs to be true black when it's printed, it would be CMYK. So there's only 4. Oh, so that's white. So I don't know what the number is for black, or I can pull it down there. There you go. It's all zeros. So that's how you would add another. Yeah, it is zeros. And then just delete to remove that one. So the fonts, you can see how we've got a little pencil over here now. If I click on edit, I can choose from their list of fonts. Now with the paid version, if you own your fonts that are part of your brand, you can add them in. So you can upload those font files. You can't set up the brand kit in the free version of Canva, but if you go for the trial, you can set your kit up in there. Yeah, so for example, if we wanted a title font, which one are we going to have? We might try, like normally you'd refer to your brand kit. So that's what it's going to look like, and it's going to be 42, but we're going to make it a bigger one. It's going to be, let's go up to 104. So that's our title. So whenever we go to put a title in to one of our designs, that's how it will pop up. So we'll be able to change that if we decide that that's not how we want it to look. But the whole idea of having a brand kit is so that you stay on brand and there's consistency, and it's better for your marketing. So any questions on those? No. Down here, this is new. You can add photos. So if you've got stock photos or standard photos that you use for your brand, that's where you would put those in. Or if you have other graphics, or if you have icons, you can pop them in there. So they've expanded this since I set them all up, and that looks like a very handy thing for me, because if we were to then go and create a design, what are we going to design? I'm going to be directed by the group today. Throw something at me that we're going to design.
A poster.
A poster, right. So I'm going to type in there, poster. So see how it gives us double-sided portrait, and it gives you the dimensions. So I can see that that's an A3 size piece of paper, double-sided landscape, or just now this is in American, so I don't understand inches. 48 by 36 inches. That'd be bigger than A3.
That's about over a metre.
Oh, that's huge. All right, there you go. Poster landscape 42. So that'd be an A2 maybe, that one. So we're going to do a landscape poster. And so that's the correct dimensions for a landscape poster. And over on the left-hand side, you can see that it's highlighted templates, and we've got a whole bunch of options there that we could choose from. What's our poster going to be about?
Oh, the ASCCA conference.
Okay. Conference announcement. So I'm going to type in conference announcement, and then the templates are going to come up, and they're going to be in that ilk. So it's about how smart you search and whether you find something there that looks like what you are looking for. And keep in mind that everything we see in here, we can modify. So let's pick one. Shall we use this online course one? That's pretty crisp and clean. Yep. So we've popped that in there, and it comes over into here in each of the parts. And you can see when I hover, there's all the elements that are jumping out at me. So each text piece is in its own little box. There's a button and text and little icons and graphics and bits and pieces. So you can see that the template style has its own colors and stuff. So let's go. So we're shuffling the colors in there. So we didn't particularly like the way the colors laid out. So if those colors are okay, we can stick to that. Or I can go see the brand hub. If I click on the brand hub, it's not going to be Rotary Kununurra, it's going to be ASCCA. So if I just click, so we haven't got any brand templates, I haven't had time to do that. So here are my colours. So what I would do is pick those, see the little swatch up the top there. If I click on that, that brings up the colors. And here's my ASCCA color palette from the brand hub. So we might make those little dots the green. So that's one. This one over here, we might make that the green as well. Oh, we don't want that. So just the usual keyboard shortcuts of undo, so Command or Control Z, or there's undos up the top here. So I'm going to select that item again, and I'm going to make those green. See how that font is there. So we're going to make that the grey font. So I've got to select it and then go grey. It was only a very minor change in colour there. So see how there's purple in there. It's not quite the ASCCA purple, so I'm going to click on the wrong piece of content.
I think it's, you have to ungroup it, don't you?
Yes, I do. Thank you. So see how it's got a whole bunch of different elements in there that have been put in. So if I decided that I didn't like one or other of them, I'd take them out, but we'll make those green. Okay, so you've got to click on the swatch up the top there. So that one, I think, make it. So that one has got shading on it. So you can see I clicked on the ASCCA purple, but up here, the transparency. So if I make it full blown ASCCA color, or I pull it down. So you're sticking with your brand color, but you're just making it a slightly lighter shade. And then if I go into this one, this should be that purple there. There, that's the ASCCA purple now. So we're going to go and get this button. And ASCCA purple. Or not. So it can be a little bit fiddly. So if you want to pull the size up like that. So then I'm hoping.
You're not going to use the change all once you pick that colour? Change, see down the bottom, change all?
No, I can't
On
see
your
it.
screen? You don't want to change all the pinks to purple?
Nah, I like to pick them all out.
Okay.
Where is the change all, Judy? I can't see. Oh,
Down
there.
the very bottom.
Oh, I
yeah.
see, right.
Click on that and
Oh,
it changes all the pinks that you've changed
Yeah.
to purple, it changes them all.
Ah, that's a bit much for me. I'm going to put the green there. And then
Someone needs to learn how to spell.
oh, yes, don't they? I didn't even look at that. Here we go. Better? Yep, it is 6. Yep, mathematics. So can you see how that drops down? So I can pull that across and make it bigger. If I want to make the text bigger altogether, I can pull it up from the corner. Whereas if I use the little bit on the bottom, it just makes the window smaller. It doesn't make the actual font bigger. So that's something useful. And you can see I've got capacity to turn it around any way I like using that little dot that pops up there, this one. So I'm just going to go Z and put that back where it was.
This reminds me of making a photo book with the online photo book designer.
Yeah. And look, to be honest, Sandra, most of these things are very similar and you just need to look for the same sorts of keys in each of them. So if you want more real estate here, we can hide all of that and that makes that a little bit bigger so you've got a better view of what you're working on. We can pull it down. Now, can you see this little bit down in the bottom right? So we can use the Canva assistant to summarize text or expand text or rewrite. So this is the AI stuff. And again, with the little crowns on the side, that's a paid function, which we've got anyway. We can put effects on. So if it's not going to be a printed poster, it's going to be something that we're putting onto social media. We can make an effect on our text and you can watch, hang on, style. Oh no, we've put shadows on. So these are print ones. There's animate, sorry, is the one I was thinking of. So animate, if I animate the course, that was a very fleeting one. So can you see how, and it gives you a view, is that? Can you see that on your screens? Yeah.
Yes, it's a bit like PowerPoint when you
Yeah,
do it.
exactly right. So you can,
And publisher.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're all doing the same sort of things. This is just
Yeah.
not locked into a specific app. It's not locked into a specific platform or anything like that. You use it within your browser. So I'm going to undo that because we're making a poster. What else can I? So you've got your text up here. So if you want your text to be uppercase or lowercase, just similar to in a Word document or a publisher document or anything like that, we can copy the style there onto that one. That's too big, so we're not going to do that. Just move them around and you can see the little hints and tips pop up for you. So it gives you a bit of an idea of your spacing. So it's not just going off your eye. So can you see how the pink lines are popping up, and it gives you, so you can see it's halfway through those green dots and it's right on the edge of the printable bits and pieces. The green one there, that one. So this image that we've got in here, we can't change any of those colors because they are, that image is just locked like that. Now, if we wanted to group those, I find it a little bit tricky to group sometimes. So can you see how it's, oh, now it's got that. I don't want to do that. So you have to be very careful to just group. Yep. Because did you see how it grabbed those dots on the right? So now what I've got is I've got the big light purple, the smaller dark purple, the green dots, and the actual graphic, and then I can go group. And so then I can move that around as a block of everything. So I'm not moving one and then the others aren't sort of in sync with it, etc.
Could you just answer? You've grouped by pointing and dragging. Hang on, I'll get rid of this. And can you do it selectively by like holding the control key down or the shift key down and just clicking on different elements that you might want to group, not the whole lot?
No.
Okay.
So that's the most frustrating thing about it. So you can see that there's a big piece, like the line goes around because that's the grouped icon. So if I was to try and group those, it's going to grab that as well. So I can't group these two and that without getting this unless I move that out of the way, do that, group that, and then move that back. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit frustrating. So can you see now that our green line is at the back down the bottom here? So what I want to do is move that to the front because I want that green line on the bottom. So with position, I can either move it forward layer by layer or I can just tell it to come to the front. So that's what we've done. So that the green line comes through the front and it's all how it should be now because I've got that lady sitting on there.
Very good.
Looking good.
Yeah, okay. So we can also use uploads. So you can see if I need to put a picture in here, that's our Anzac Day cenotaph. So I can pop that in. So I've uploaded that. I can go and have a look for videos that I've put in there. We can put audio files in. Obviously, this is a poster. It's not a... Now, if I wanted to have an AI generated image, I need to go to the apps. And there's our AI presenters that we can use if we're doing instructional videos. You've just got to find the image generation. I might just go back to the home page and go apps. Generate the presenters. Here we go. Text to image is what we're looking for.
Hey,
yep.
Are those AI presenters, are they actually on the screen or just their voices?
Those are videos of people. Just do it in a new design. So this panda, custom size, 500 by 500. So what are we going to create an image of? Seniors in a conference.
Did you hear, Barry? I think you forgot to press this.
Yeah, cuddly bears, I said.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
Cuddly bears.
Ugly bears.
Cuddly.
Oh, cuddly. I was going to say.
No, not really.
Bears at a conference. Right, so we've got cuddly bears at a conference. So the image generation is working. There we go. And so we can just put the picture in. We can either sit it in the middle of the square, or we can do it that way and make it fill the square. Oh yeah, look at those weird hands. Ooh, yuck. So if I want to add a page for another one, just down the bottom, very self-explanatory, add a page, we can put those bears in as well. Click and they're there. Oh, got two. Slide and drag. And then what we might want to do is go other elements. So let's jump up. And what are we going to put in there? We can have lines. Let's go. So see how the photos, it says see all, graphics see all. We can go photos, videos, audio, frames. Let's put a frame around. So let's go and delete the bears out of there and delete that. Let's put a frame in there, and you can see it's got a an ASCCA purple ring around it. So we could make that a different colour. Let's make it grey. And you can see there's also the green, so we'll make that black. That's a bit better. So then if we come back to our elements, where's our image? Anyway, let's go to photos and we'll go and grab, what do we want? We want to have, looking for the photos. So if I drag those over, can you see how they've gone into the circle then, into that frame? So if I double click, and I want them over there more, but I want them a little bit bigger in the frame.
They're very attentive bears. Watching.
So I'll just move that up there. And so then that's all that you get is them in there. If you want it smaller, you just drag it in and out. So, and then we could put some text over the top, an ASCCA heading. Now with that, the effects, we can do a shape, and we can move that around, make that a bit.
That reminds me of making badges with that badge maker that you.
And word art as well in
Yeah.
Microsoft.
So, and if you wanted to do it upside down, you would, you've got the option to flick. So see, because my screen's pumped up to be as big as it can be, I can click on here and it gives me the rest of the options that have disappeared. I should have been able to flip that, maybe not.
There should be a 180 degree.
Yeah, there's flip there for the picture, but not for the text. Maybe because it's round and you just put another piece of text in there and turn it upside down. But I could go upside down if I wanted to and pull that down, which is not any good because it's in the wrong spot. So
You really just need to change the shape to the under curve rather than an over curve.
yeah, that's right. So you go back to the effects on here and you scroll down and you can see here, I could do it. See how it spins it, positives or negatives? And then it puts
Yeah.
just inside circle in there. So yeah. There's a draw function. Oh, look. This would be good on your iPad. That's not bad for a left-hander with the right hand on the mouse, is it?
Good job.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah. So My suggestion is get in and have a play around with it whenever you get a chance to, because they're always adding more functions into it. There's like the text generation has just come into it as well. So we could board report. Let's type in that one. Search for a board report. Let's go that one. Customize. Let's see if the text generation is straight into the template here.
Okay, so in the report, we're going to pump that up a little bit. And if you want to write something in here, we would highlight all of that text, and then the Canva assistant on the bottom right-hand corner here, we would put in there edit with magic write. So what we're going to do is change that, write a report for the ASCCA board. It needs to mention Be Connected and the fact that we have completed our digital mentor training numbers. And then we'll delete the rest. This is more about being proficient in getting what you need out of ChatGPT. So no, that's very boring, isn't it? But anyway, so just getting your head around how that's going to work and making sure that you are getting all the details in there that you want to and need to, and just getting AI to write that. Maybe not the best use of our efforts, but worth a look.
And can you see on the right hand side, it's like quality letterheads delivered to your doorstep. So if you need to do up a document that needs to be printed, they can do it for you, and it's saying $27 and free delivery until they know where I live. And you can get to choose what sort of paper: premium paper, standard paper, lamination, no lamination. Do you want 25 of them, or do you want 3, 2, blah, blah. And the price changes based on how many you're printing. And then you would continue, but I don't want that. So I press the X.
Do they have different quality papers in there when you?
Yeah, well, there was 120 GSM or 148 GSM for the higher stuff.
Notice.
It's not really just that part isn't dissimilar to Vistaprint, doing things online with them too,
And that's
with
exactly
the templates and
yeah.
choosing the paper.
Yeah. The other thing, if you're a photographer, there's a smart mockups page, or if you're an artist, you can put your so for example, I've got friends who are artists and photographers. You can see it has other options there. If you wanted to put it on a piece of paper on the ground, I don't know why you'd do that. But see, anywhere that you've got, anywhere that you've got that little photo insert area is where you can put your pictures. So for example, if we were to do a smart mock-up using a laptop screen, we could put that there, and we will select that one. And then what are we going to do? I've got all sorts of people in here. Let's have haven't got any screenshots. Let's use Dell and Evie. So we're going to put them in there. So their picture is going to be on the screen in there. So we can adjust the image to fill the screen and pull them down a little bit more, and then we save. And then it fills the laptop screen. So we can save that mock-up. So if you were designing websites or anything, you do a screenshot of the home page and pop that in there to show your client or something like that. So the product photos, I think that's where no, they had ones. Have you seen the pictures where the artist or the photographer puts their work on in a frame on a wall behind somebody's nicely styled home with a couch and beautiful decor and all that sort of stuff. So you can do those sorts of product placements in here as well. So there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You can just flick through all of these. There's websites as well now. And it's going to offer you suggestions, etc., etc.
Nika, can I just share my screen at all? Because I just
Sure.
created something using text with that.
Yeah, the images.
Yeah.
Keep looking for the
Might be able to use the search function to try and find the AI.
yeah. Well, I did, but it wasn't coming up.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, I just, it's not showing the text on the side, but I just put it in text.
Good morning. The objective of this presentation is to support people to be confident digital
I took the
mentors
beginning
to
of the
people
mentor and
aged
digital
50
mentoring.
plus in their community. This is what we'll be covering in today's session. There will be discussions, group activities, role plays, and idea sharing. Throughout the lesson, I won't be providing you with detailed instructions for each scenario.
I pasted it in.
Although they may be similar but distinct, you will be better acquainted with your communities and learners' needs than I am.
What I did is I grabbed this. I had to sign up and register it. And then I went and cut and pasted. It allowed me to put the text. I can see it on my other screen here. I've got 18 credits. You get 20 credits and then you have to pay for it. I've been just done this since you just showed me. So I just grabbed her, put her in there and cut and paste the text over. Is that what you're trying to show?
No, I was trying to get just the report written with AI. So you type in what you want.
Oh yeah.
What you want to say, and then it would go and write the report for you, a bit like what ChatGPT does. So.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just tried that. I didn't know if you might have been interested in what it was.
So
that was brilliant, Julie.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. It was really great.
I didn't mean to jump in, but I thought, oh my God.
No,
that's exactly.
jump away.
This is the thing. There's so many different bits and pieces in there.
Well, I thought I was all over it. I've changed my mind.
Well, and that's the thing. It's just always changing. They're adding new things. We've got the not-for-profit pricing. I'm going to put the link in the chat panel for you all. But this gives you the direct access to apply now. It's free. So there's also a link in there for the eligibility guidelines. If your organisation is registered with the ACNC, then it's quick, simple and straightforward because they just refer back, and it takes 24 to 48 hours for them to have a look. So my suggestion would be set up with the free trial, like the free 30 days, or if you've already got a paid version, or if you've already got the free version, go from in there. You can see that I'm signed in here to my profile already. So clicking on the apply now, it asks you a few questions. Obviously, it's going to want your ABN, etc. So you have then got access to their entire, well, not their entire, but the majority of their images that are premium. Some of them might cost you an extra $1 here or there if they've got super expensive ones, but for the most part, the majority of the images in there are free for you to use when you've got this paid subscription. And you can take the background out of images, etc. You can use your brand kit and the content planner, etc. So that's a really useful activity for you to start on with your club if you want the full function but you don't have the budget. It's not an expensive app, but by the time you've added everything else onto your budget for the year, another $180 each year, that can be in your coffers. That's quite a few more, teas and coffees and biscuits and a bit of internet access and all the other stuff that you can put your money towards each year. So is there anything else that we sort of just quickly touched on that anyone wants a bit more, or shall we just leave it there? And if anyone's got any questions in the free time, we can.
Can I just ask one question before we do close it off and before anybody perhaps ask more in depth. Does it only work with templates, or you start up? Can you have
You
the
can start
opportunity
blank.
to start off with a blank page?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can start off blank, and the templates are useful if I feel like I'm not very creative, or I'm not really sure where to start. So I use a template, or I go through the templates, and it gives me ideas, and then I take stuff out and add stuff or whatever. So it's a useful starting point if you don't have a clear picture in your mind already for how you want to start. So, and the thing I like the most is that all of the sizes for a Facebook post or a Facebook event banner or a Twitter post or an Instagram this or whatever, they're all there, already in there for you. So you don't have to guess at it. And when you're making pieces of content to go on your websites, etc., it's all in there. So
Photo books has the templates, but Sandra rarely uses those. However, she uses them maybe as a suggestion.
It's just the way of moving things is very similar. And yeah.
If you use one online thing, you can use all of them pretty much. It's just a matter of getting it. There's just so much in there now. It's just become huge. I love the fact
Well,
that
it sort of allows you not to have to think too much, really.
yeah.
But you spend all your time looking for something.
Can I ask one question? I've been doing a little course on podcasting, or we both have, and could you use that and embed a podcast into it?
Yes, so you can upload. Yep, you can upload your audio. You can record it in there if you wanted to.
I'd rather do it on the phone.
Yeah, yep. And then you just upload your audio files. You could put, so for example, if you were doing a how-to on a screen, you could record the screen of your phone on how to do this, this, and this. And then you could create an instructional video, and then you could put picture in picture of yourself talking through it if you wanted to. It would be the same with podcasts. You'd put your background graphic up, or a video in the background if you wanted to do that, and then put your audio up, podcast cover, podcast episode. Yeah, so there's also, and there's projects in it. So they're my projects. So yeah, there's all sorts of things in there already. There's 1,564 templates for podcast covers, Sandra. Yeah. So you could go in there and find one that sort of speaks to you, and then just change it for the colours and stuff that you.
Well, if you can't find one in that, Sandra, there's something wrong. 364.
Yeah. No, 1,564.
Oh,
Technology.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, there's just lots in there, lots of things. And I love the Brand Hub. I really love the content scheduling. I'll just give you a quick view of the content calendar, the content planner. So you can see I haven't got anything scheduled yet for June, but if we were to go back to May, you can see that we've scheduled a Facebook and a Twitter post on the 3rd of May for our club's forum. You can see that we'd scheduled on Facebook. I've got multiple clients that I use this for, so you can see some are ASCCA and some aren't. And there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there's Twitter.
And what was the one you did the other day? There was one, oh, I know.
Volunteering?
No. International Parents Day. That's it.
Yep.
June, yeah.
So Global Day of Parents. So that one was yesterday. So you can see in here that that's been created. I generally use AI to write the captions. I punch a whole bunch of ideas in there of what I want it to say and create the caption, and then we create the images to go with it. So, and use our brand kit to keep the colours on point for ASCCA.
I thought that was really good when I saw it up on social media, Facebook.
So I just have a bit of a think about what the day is and how we want to celebrate it or acknowledge it to our members, and then that's what we and then we schedule it. And so the LinkedIn one didn't go, so I've got to go and check what's wrong. The connection no longer has permission, so there's something has broken on there, so I need to go and fix that up and make sure that that happens. You can always go and post directly, but this, at least if I'm checking every couple of days in the back end here, I can see what's gone and what hasn't gone. So I think April we had a few more in there, so Easter, but again, you can see, I can't tell which organisation it is, but luckily the colours on the posts can tell me. And we don't have Instagram, so that's all right. So I can see that these ones are all ASCCA ones. That was an ASCCA one, that was a small business one, etc. So yeah, you just try and sort of spread them out across the week and stuff. So
I've just done Bitmoji now and connected my Snapchat. I mean,
oh,
yeah. Do you want me to share again quickly?
yeah, go on, show away.
Make the screen larger, sorry, hang on. So I just went down here and I've looked, there's emoji was there, but then there was
The top bit more there, just to the left.
there, that one.
Yep.
And it brought up all my stuff on my Snapchat.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's very good. There's just so much, and you just need to keep going back in there.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize all those apps. So.
Yeah. You can also send away for things to be printed, like coffee mugs or any of those bits and pieces. So yeah, very good. That's exhausted Jack and Chill.
Natika, I don't have any questions now for you in the chat. So does anyone else have any questions that they want to ask? And thank you for your interaction, Julie, and Sandra and Barry. It's excellent that you share your experiences with the rest of us.
I missed again last month's one. Is it up on the ASCCA page?
I think I managed to catch up. So this is
all right.
the next one that's got to go up. I'll just go and double check that, Julie, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm up to date with getting these up. There are a couple that I couldn't find from late last year, but May,
right.
the May one is online. Yep.
Oh, good. I'll go back and have a look at that one.
Getting your digital ducks in a row before you drop dead.
Michael has asked if you can please give the steps in getting the free for not-for-profits, please.
I can give you the link, but other
Which
than
is
that,
already in the chat.
Yeah. So just step through those, like click on that link that's in the chat, Michael, and it's quite straightforward. There's a link next to the button that says apply that says eligibility requirements. So long as you are a not-for-profit organisation. So our Rotary Club, we're not registered with ACNC because when I tried to register, they told me we didn't need to, but we still managed to access their not-for-profit product for our Rotary Club. So
same here. I'm not with AC and whatever, but I can't remember, but I think it did take me a little bit of backwards and forwards to get it, but I did get it.
Yeah. If you've got ACNC registration, then it streamlines the whole process. So it's
and I just found out Microsoft. I wanted to get Microsoft for my not-for-profit, and apparently that's a discount, or you can get a free version. So I've just applied for that, and they've approved it.
Yep.
So I'm going to put that on my stuff now too.
So the ASCCA takes advantage of the Microsoft not-for-profit pricing. We've actually managed to secure the business standard, I think it was, so that we can actually use apps rather than just the cloud-based options, etc. So,
all right, that's where I'll be coming to you from next. I'm off tomorrow, be back in October, heading up the East Coast.
nice.
Cairns.
The warmer climates.
Hope the weather good for you.
Well, I've just got the Starlink and I've just had the Telstra booster installed. So hopefully I'll be able to get online most of the way because I'm mentoring as I go along with the Grey Nomads. So
lovely.
My last grant was to mentor the Grey Nomads in the caravan park. So I've got to get all that put together now.
Wow.
Idea. Yeah.
Pretty tough, Julie.
I got to keep I got to keep doing something.
Yeah.
He's getting worse,
Good on
unfortunately.
you.
Parkinson's, but
Yeah.
I got to
How
do it. while I
about
can.
how about giving us a bit of a story for our e-news next month or the month after when you get
All right.
cracking? Get in
Yeah,
the
well,
road.
if you look at travel, as in TRAVEL, and the digit 4 retirement on Facebook, I've got a Facebook page. I'll be putting all my travels on there. I put all my photos up because I do photography. So
Would you
travel
put
for
that
retirement.
link in-
Yes,
Will you put
definitely.
that link in the chat, please,
Oh.
Julie?
Okay, hang on a minute. I'll just quickly write it.
Yes.
TRAVEL.
Doing it. She's doing it. Facebook.
Yeah, but that's not the link. It's just what the name is. You have
Yeah.
to search, because I didn't want to hold you up looking for it.
That's on Facebook, Julie. It's a
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, Facebook or Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram. Right.
Facebook, yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, safe travels, Julie. Yes.
Will do.
We
I'll-
have reached 1400 hours here in Melbourne. Wherever you are, that's a different time. But we've managed successfully to fill a full hour of thoughts and ideas and creative abilities exchange. And I think that's been really worthwhile because I have not actually gone into Canva yet. And it's something that we probably all should do.
Maybe we should make a challenge that at our next clubs forum, you all bring along one of your designs, whether that's a video, whether it's a poster design or anything like that. How's that? Is that fair?
I think that's a great idea.
Yep, all right.
That forces people to actually go and have a dabble with it, because it's all very well to attend these sessions and you
Yes.
think, yes, I'm going to, I'll allocate some time, and then it comes down to the 11th hour and you're too busy connecting up and you haven't even opened Canva or whatever it was you were going to do.
Yeah.
So by having that challenge that's really good. Yes.
Yes.
Let's hope we can all rise to the occasion.
That's important. Barry and I spent the last 4 Thursday afternoons at Newcastle Library, they had a course going. Some people dropped out, but we went every time, learning how to podcast properly. Right?
Nice.
Yes.
Excellent.
And
Maybe you could teach us.
Yes.
it was, I don't know yet. It was great. It was really good, because we were forced to actually produce something, just
Yeah.
a short bit at the end, and then we get a free hour in the podcasting room coming up very soon.
Last year we did a podcast there. It's if you type in a search there for Unbroken Records
in SoundCloud.
And that'll bring up the 12 people who participated in the course. Each of them did a podcast, and you'd be able to listen to cherry pick which ones you want to listen to, just to get an idea on how that went.
That was.
Put that link in the chat as well, please, Barry.
Yep.
I haven't got my phone with me to do that. I think that that one was basically someone else was interviewing us, but we learned how to sit on the production side this time, which was really important. Just trying to find it on Barry's phone, the link.
Did you know that if you have the iPhone range, and I'm pretty sure Samsung would probably do something similar, if you use your headphones, your AirPods, you can reduce the background noise and use that noise suppression for when you're recording. So if you don't have, I don't know if anyone heard that plane just take off over me. So Zoom is doing that as well. They're using background noise suppression, so you don't hear that, and which is a bit sad because you don't hear those nice little finches out my window that are making beautiful noises. But it's good that you don't hear the airplane go past. So there's all sorts of things if you don't have a podcasting booth to go and record in or a soundproof location, you can use the tech to suppress the background noise. And how exciting is the new SOS via satellite on iPhone 14s? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I know I was going to buy an EPIRB, and then I got home and I saw that you guys put that up on the newsletter or something. I thought, oh, what's that? Look at that. Oh my God, it's on my phone. Test it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got 14, you're good.
I just bought
to
it the other week. Yeah.
Nice.
It'll
Yes.
be- So there's a question there that I'd like to cover before we leave, and that's what insurance suggestions do we have for clubs where they don't use premises anymore? And I think Jennifer had a suggestion, did you? Am I putting you
Yeah,
on
so-
the spot?
Not at all. Our ASCCA's insurance brokers, Webster's, they still do insurance for organisations that don't have a physical address, because they still do ASCCA. They just don't do discounted for bulk ASCCA club groups. So they look at every submission, application, whatever, on each merit on a basis, club by club, and provide a quote that way, because they said it was their underwriters that actually withdrew the discounts. So, but they still do it. And there's lots of organisations that don't have a physical presence. So even go back to your own insurers, they will still cover insurance for sure.
Michael,
Just shop around.
yeah, Michael, I
Michael,
think you'd probably
put-
need, sorry, Michael, you
No.
probably need to have, if your director's liability, your volunteers liability, public liability, and then if you've got equipment, that you just don't need building insurance. That would be my guess, but yeah, speak to your broker.
I was at
I
a,
think you're still paying too much at 1,400, Michael.
I was
What
told
does it
yesterday-
include?
Sorry, I was told yesterday
is-
to Google NFP insurance, not-for-profit insurance, and there's a broker there will find you the best deal, because we were at a not-for-profit covenants meeting yesterday. Boy, did that do my head in.
And I think there's a lot of general insurers that actually don't do volunteer as well. So keep that in mind. There is one particular company, AON, that specialises in volunteer insurance.
They're the ones that we would be using, but we unfortunately got banged up against our renewal date, and so we basically went with the same coverage we had had. It doesn't include building insurance, but there was, I think the one that we were really querying was to do with the policy for directors and so on. But anyway, after discussion with them, they did knock $600 off the price. Didn't see where that came from or anything. It didn't affect any of the amounts we were insured for. So it was just basically knocking $600 off, because we said we were thinking of getting rid of it. But yeah, we're going to try and get some proper advice about exactly what we need, so we're prepared for next year's renewal.
That's a bit like the
Absolutely.
offers for their various internet plans, where they're offering all this sort of stuff for new people, and they don't offer it to existing customers unless you threaten to pull the pin. And then they suddenly do a reversal and find that they can offer it to you at a lesser price.
Dead right. We're in the middle of that right now. Yes. ASCCA is. Yes. So I think it doesn't hurt to shop around every couple of years and keep these people on their toes.
Yeah.
So
What I discovered was that the insurance broker charges $120 to do whatever they do, find you
Well,
the cheapest and most
AN
appropriate.
were
And then the
charging
stamp duty as
135.
well.
Yeah, it's going
Stamp
up all the
duty on
time.
top of that. Yeah. The brokers
It
didn't
is.
used to charge.
no, they didn't. No. So brokers that lots of organisations, not-for-profits in Walpole use, there's two main ones, and they charge $100. So if you're going to have multiple policies, your best bet is to stay with one broker and just pay the 100. You can't get out of that, rather than sort of having a bit with here and a bit with there, and you'll end up paying lots of $100. But if you want some quotes, I can certainly refer you to a couple of brokers that I work with. And while they're based in Western Australia, they still cover Australia. Yeah,
No,
the companies they deal with.
If you could share that information, Jennifer, that would be great, because that's what we want to do. We want to look at what our options are and, you know, get ready for next year well in advance, rather than, you know, you get a renewal notice which is due next week and you can't do anything.
You haven't got time.
Yes.
Can you send that to me too,
Can
Jennifer?
you just?
Sorry, Jennifer, could you send that to me too, please?
I
Thank
will.
you.
I've got your email, Julie. I'm not sure I've got yours, Michael. Could you give me your email and I'll do it? Have you? Okay, we're cool. All good.
Thank you.
I'm with
No
BizCover
worries.
at the moment, because that's the one I went through with the TAFE when I was doing the NICE program. They put me on BizCover, but that's costing me about $100 a month or something. And I've got to look into it to find out whether I don't even know if I've got volunteers. I think I've just got public liability. So I need to, after yesterday's meeting, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to look into it more.
Yes, and in this day and age, with litigation being top of the wazza, you can't really afford to leave yourselves or the clubs vulnerable, but you also don't want to overdo it unnecessarily. So you need to sort of strike a happy medium in all of this. And, you know, there certainly are sharks out there who are ready to eat you up. So you have to have your wits about you, and it doesn't hurt to shop around, and it doesn't hurt to let them know you're shopping around so that you get a decent price as well.
Cool.
You're not just at their mercy, because they're bigger than we are.
Well, when Awesome was looking at their renewal, the criteria that we gave for what we wanted in the cover was not actually what they were giving us. They were giving us all sorts of other things as well, like equipment insurance, and everybody owns their own stuff now. We're all on Zoom, so there isn't any equipment. It's all been written off. And also our merchandise has all been written off. So there's no property to insure anymore, but they were still leaving it on. And I kept writing back and saying, no, this won't do. So you really need to keep them on the ball for what exactly you think you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason that the brokers, underwriters, don't offer the discount to ASCCA clubs anymore, because once upon a time, you know, where ASCCA had premises in Pitt Street, Sydney, and we had lessons and we had staff and we had volunteers and you name it, we had the lot. So, you know, we carried a bit of clout there, and then the member clubs who were affiliated with ASCCA, well, then they came in, you know, sort of as an affiliate body, and they enjoyed discounts through the association. But everybody, you know, in the last few years, the whole world has changed, and so has insurance underwriting. So in some respects, you can't sort of blame them, because even like the parent company of ASCCA, we've scrapped all of those ones you were talking about, Susan. We don't have equipment, we don't have buildings, we don't have anything like that anymore. So while we still have affiliated clubs, there's not much weight to leverage some discounts, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yep. It was interesting that in the discussion process that I got tagged with talking to the broker directly, and it came out of that they explicitly excluded any cyber risk. Yeah. And that concerned me, because if our membership list was hacked and being sold, you know, how do we cover that? And so apparently they want us to take out another policy for that.
Well, you just need to lock wherever it is you've put it. Work out how you lock it, and with a double password, and only certain people in your club have access to that. So you
And
don't.
it is hard to foresee as well what's going to be around the corner, because if the likes of Medicare can get hacked, all of us can get hacked too.
But rest assured that ASCCA does not keep addresses or any details of individual members. It's only clubs that we keep information on. So as far as your members are concerned, we don't keep any of that information.
Well, we don't get it.
No, we
so
don't.
we've got nothing to keep.
No. So,
and that has been a bit of a bone of contention over the years, because it would be really good to be able to, send things directly to the members, because we have found in the past sometimes it gets bogged down at the gatekeeper and the members don't get to hear the good news that we've got to tell. But then other times there's organisations that come tapping us on the shoulder wanting access to our members and their details. And we can quite honestly say we can't divulge that because we don't even know it. So it's a two-way sort of protection thing, really. And I think it was a good idea in the first place of Nan to have adopted that policy, and we've maintained that.
Is there any more burning issues that you really need to talk to us about today? Right. Well, we're at the end, but it's been so good to get together and do things together. And I really appreciate your comments and your help and your input. We'll see you the first Friday in July. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.
You.